Chinese state-run media says that China should stay neutral if North Korea attacks first. Hello folks, my name is Jen. I'm from Golden State Times, and today we have a new story. This one comes courtesy of Reuters, and it says that if North Korea launches an attack that threatens the United States, then China should stay neutral. But if the United States attacks first and then tries to overthrow North Korea's government, China will stop then, a Chinese state-run newspaper said on Friday. President Donald Trump ramped up his rhetoric towards North Korea and its leader on Thursday, warning Pyongyang against attacks on Guam or any U.S. allies after it disclosed plans to fire missiles over Japan to land near the U.S. Pacific territory. So they're talking about Guam. Now, President Trump had a press conference today, his very first press conference since the beginning of his presidency. He had one in February. Now he had one today. So if you missed it, the link is in the description below. Go and check it out. We streamed it live. But if you missed it, like I said, the link is in the description below. Go and check it out. He was talking about Kim Jong-un, North Korea, Russia. He was talking about Mitch McConnell, repeal and replace Obamacare. So there was a lot of questions asked. The media didn't do as bad as the first time, but he did go into some specified stuff, some in-depth stuff regarding North Korea and Mitch McConnell. So go and check it out. The link is in the description below. All right, so let's move on. It says that China, North Korea's most important ally and trading partner, has reiterated calls for calming during the current crisis. It has expressed frustration with both Pyongyang repeated nuclear and missile tests and with behavior from South Korea and the United States that it sees as an escalating tension. It says the widely read state-run Global Times, published by the ruling Communist Party, official People's Daily, wrote in an editorial that Beijing is not able to persuade either Washington or Pyongyang to back down. And they said, quote, "It needs to be made clear that it stands to all sides and make them understand that when their actions jeopardize Chinese interest, China will respond with a firm hand." So that's what they said. They went on to say, quote, "China should also make clear that if North Korea launches missiles that threaten U.S. soil first and the U.S. retaliates, China should stay neutral." It went on to say, if the U.S. or South Korea carries out strikes and tries to overthrow the North Korean regime and change the political pattern of the Korean Peninsula, China will prevent them from doing so. So this is some pretty crazy stuff coming from China. So what they're saying is that if North Korea attacks us first, they're just going to stay neutral. They're just going to, step back and be like, okay, all of this going on. But if we attack first, which most definitely will not happen, then China will step in. And will they aid North Korea? What would happen in that situation? That's pretty crazy stuff. So it says that China has long worried that any conflict on the Korean Peninsula or a repeat of the 1950 to 53 Korean War could unleash a wave of destabilizing refugees into its northeast end of the country. It says, and it could unleash a wave of refugees to the northeast of the country, and it says could end up with a reunified country allied with the United States. North Korea is a useful buffer state for China between it and the U.S. forces based in South Korea. And it says, and it also across the sea in Japan. The Global Times said China will firmly resist any side which wants to change the status quo of the areas where China's interests are concerned. They went on to say, quote, "The Korean Peninsula is where the strategic interests of all sides converge." And it says, and no side should try to be the absolute dominator of that region. So there's a lot of conflict in the region that they're talking about. China and the Philippines have been having problems. The Philippines and Japan has been having problems. Japan and South Korea has been having problems. And just recently, I think like Laos or some other Asian country was having problems, you know, because they're all trying to fight to see what international waters is part of what country, or what territory is part of what country, or what fishing grounds are part of what country. So there's already enough tension as it is between all those countries. And now putting this on top of that, China is saying, hey, you know what? You know, we don't want to destabilize anything because you guys are going to cause us even more problems. So, you know, we don't want anybody to be a dominator of that region. And they most definitely don't want the United States to come in and dominate anything in that area that China believes is theirs, you know, because China thinks that they're the big dog of that area as it is. And they don't want someone on the complete other side to come in and take ownership of anything in that area. So that's why they're saying that if North Korea attacks the United States first, they're going to stay neutral. They're going to be like, okay, you know, we don't want to be involved, right? You started this problem. You deal with it. That's what they're telling North Korea. But they're saying that if the United States or South Korea attacks North Korea, then they're going to get involved. But they're not saying which way. They're not saying, oh yeah, we're going to go and aid North Korea, or we're going to try to persuade North Korea and the United States to ease their tensions. They're not saying which way they're going, okay? But they are allies of North Korea, okay? But these are some very, very strong words coming from China. And, you know, the thing about state-run media is that it's not a direct... it's not like the direct words coming from the government itself, but it's going through this media. So they're going through this media to get the information out, but it's still coming from the Communist Party of China. So in a way, it is part of the government, and it is coming straight from them. You see what I'm saying? So it's very different when it's state-run media to compare to mainstream media like we have here in the United States, where if the mainstream media says something, it has nothing to do with the government. But in this instance, it has everything to do with the government because the government runs this media. So let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. What would happen in this situation? Let's say that North Korea attacks us first. Will China get involved? According to them, they won't. But what do you guys think? Now, if let's say we, for some reason, or South Korea for some reason, attacks North Korea first, what would China do? What would you guys think China is going to do? And at the end of this, what do you guys think might happen? Let us know all of that stuff in the comment section below. If you guys missed President Trump's press briefing, again, that is in the description below. If you guys missed the State Department briefing that happened today with Heather, that should be coming up on your screen, along with all the other stuff like President Trump's press conference. All that stuff should be coming up on your screen and also in the description below. So make sure you guys go and check it out. Give it a thumbs up. Share it along with this video. If you guys like our reports, our coverage, our live streams, make sure to smack a like on this video and also subscribe if you are new. Make sure to go to goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's goldenstatetimes.com and sign up to our newsletter. And if you guys want to help us get to the next Trump rally so we can stream it and film it using our own cameras, then make sure to go to goldenstatetimes.com. Look at the bottom of the screen. You'll see the links to our GoFundMe page or PayPal. If you guys can help us out by contributing $1, $5, whatever you guys can, will be greatly appreciated, and it'll get us just that much closer to going to the next Trump rally and covering it ourselves, not having to rely on pool feed or anything like that because we have press passes. It's an amazing experience. So if you guys like to help us out, go to goldenstatetimes.com, and while you're over there, sign up for our newsletter. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Jen. I'm from Golden State Times, and I'll see you soon. Peace.